Can bone marrow concentrate treatment for osteoarthritis actually regrow cartilage? Not yet, but a Stanford study from a few years ago shows why the future of arthritis treatment may be a lot more interesting. Hello, this is Dr. Siddharth Damber, expert in rheumatology and regenerative medicine, physician here at Chicago Arthritis and Regenerative Medicine. Osteoarthritis is a condition primarily of instability that eventually leads to breakdown of cartilage, pain, as well as progressive dysfunction. Microfracture is a surgical treatment where the surgeon goes up to an area of arthritic changes where the cartilage is broken down, puts a hole into that area of cartilage damage, leading to blood and mesenchymal stem cells to seep out into the cartilage area. The goal being to ideally help actually repair cartilage, and there is some evidence that this treatment can actually help with pain. But the reality is that in most cases, the cells that come out end up resulting in a fibro-cartilage sort of scar tissue rather than an actual cartilage. So a study came out from Stanford a few years ago that has some really interesting results. To begin with, what they show is that in both humans and a mouse model, skeletal stem cells get less effective at chondrogenesis as we get older. Chondrogenesis is the idea of stem cells actually repairing cartilage and cartilage cells. They also looked at a mouse model and did a microfracture in an arthritic joint in those mice, and also applied growth factors that are typically helpful in a healing and reparative environment. And what they found was that those skeletal stem cells were more likely to induce chondrogenesis or cartilage repair than if they were not exposed to those growth factors. This is really fascinating and has some interesting applicability. Let's talk about that. So scientifically, this makes a lot of sense for both their findings. Number one, older stem cells tend to be less effective. They can still give pain relief, but I think everybody knows that a younger person can respond well to an injury than an older person. And that's in large part because their stem cells are dramatically more effective and they're metabolically overall much healthier. Number two, the idea of taking growth factors or other messengers to induce your cells, or in this case stem cells, to function in a certain way and to differentiate in a certain way, again, makes sense by principle. And it's interesting to see it in action, that it can actually have an effect in possibly repairing after an injury as well. Number two, understand that science moves along forward and progressively. As an example, a few years ago, when we would use bone marrow concentrate in osteoarthritis, we were generally injecting that into the joint and the surrounding ligaments. And that could give pain relief for a few to several years, better function. It was a treatment that makes a lot of sense. What we've come to realize in the last couple of years is that in someone that has moderate level arthritis or worse, besides just injecting into the joint and the ligaments, but if you also inject into the subchondral bone, and that's called subchondroplasty. And the way that you do that is rather than going through the cartilage like microfracture, you come through the bone from the other side. What happens is that you stimulate the cells and stem cells within the subchondral bone, and that not only can help if there's any swelling or damage in the bone itself, it can give more pain relief than just injecting into the joint itself. And based on data from Dr. Philippe Hernigue in France, it also shows that it can prevent the progression of osteoarthritis better, and it can also prevent the progression to joint replacement better than just injecting into the joint. So science generally is moving forward, and we sort of already know that clinically, if you want to improve pain and function and possibly even be disease modifying in osteoarthritis, there's ways to do that by treating the bone already. This is taking that concept possibly to the next level in the future. And that leads to point number three. Look, the principles here make a lot of sense, and it's very exciting to see this. The thing is that the medical literature is filled with exciting data from mice and rat models that never actually translate to humans. Now, a lot of the principles here make a lot of sense, but until we actually see in a human study that you're getting the same kind of effect, we should be cautiously optimistic. We shouldn't be assuming that the future is now. There's a lot of good treatments right now. I think the future will be even more interesting when we start to figure out how to harness our own cells to differentiate in a more distinct and defined manner that we want it to be. And I think this study is a good next step showing what the future could be.